Welcome. Coach Jerry here, and I don't know about where you're watching from, but today in our country in Switzerland is still vacation, and there is always a funny. That's now I. There's always a funny quote, and I like to see it. I see it as well. Like we had like I think three holidays inside May, and I always say, have you ever saw a Swiss person working? Because there's always on vacation, it seems. And I don't know where you're watching from, but I know it's not vacation anywhere. And I have a bunch of friends always complaining about money. I don't have here. I don't know. It's like that's normal. Like you guys never work. There's always holidays. So jokes aside, hopefully you're enjoying this holiday. For me, it's never really holiday, and it's never really work. I have the blessing to be able to do something that I like and changing lives now, almost a decade online and probably 2 decades offline. And I really feel like I'm blessed to be able to call this my work. And today I wanted to go live because understanding the challenge that comes up, that is coming up, like that mini challenge, also telling you a bunch of stuff that's going to happen. I want to go into specifics about it because I think that you are really going to quite enjoy this challenge over here, right? I'm trying to make a way to for me to be able to watch the screen and not be looking down. They see all this Facebook setup that is kind of weird, and they haven't made the ability to stream from other apps still, which is kind of annoying. But anyway, let's jump into it. If you're here, tell me you're here live. If you're live, I'll see the comments. If you're watching a replay, let me know if you're watching a replay. Let me know if you are taking the challenge, the mini challenge. Originally, I wanted to push for a summer challenge. And because we're already on 20th of May, there is still going to be a summer challenge that is going to be one of the longer one or longer than this one. But I need to focus on preparing that as well. There is also a masterclass I want to put out very soon as well. So we have to see all the timings for everything. And the masterclass will talk about what's happening on a journey of a lady over 40. And it's fantastic because it's not only going to talk about, let me know if you're excited about this, because it's not only going to talk about what happens on your body, but what happens on the mental side. For the most part, I'm getting a grasp of what really women over 40 are struggling with, whether you are in a family or whether you're not in a family, whether you are dealing with confidence or issue, or whether you're dealing with physiological issue, like a lot of very vulnerable stuff like menopause or perimenopause or periods and stuff like that. So it's gonna be super, super, super cool. I think that you're gonna really highly appreciate that. And then of course we're gonna talk about a challenge, and I'm not gonna hint anything about it but this is gonna be very cool as well. Fixing a small problem that everybody struggle with, most of women. And then of course that means that there is other project that needs to come soon, right? I'm super excited about talking about the beta test. We already have Claudia, Marcela, I think Francis is also going to join. We have Astrid in there. So far, we only have clients, and a little bit I would love to have people that are also prospects. And again, you've been here for a while. Now you saw all these people doing the work. I'm still asking myself, what is your objective, right? I mean, do you actually care about having results for the help? Because those are the times that you actually get coaching from me. Like my clients knows, they get a lot of touch points, a lot of time spent together when you are in the program. But when you're not and you want to experience what it would feel like, this is the best thing, because we're gonna create the best course ever out there in such a way that one day is gonna be a course that you can actually come in if you don't have the ability to actually go inside our main coaching program. And I'm so excited about that because, for example, we're going to include new resources. I'm testing out resources like, comment on a post that says about the recipe. We're testing out a way to send out recipe on top of what we do already. And there is going to be a very good sequence of things that we need to do, right? So we're going to understand, we're going to pretty much figure out what your metabolic blockage is. And if you have one, we're going to make you get there. And until you don't fix that, you don't move forward, because this is the reality, right? the crazy part is that most people want to do the difficult stuff, the complex stuff. They want to say, oh, I heard that I should just do keto, or I heard that I should just track calories, and then on the same way, I should do this HIIT workout plus the yoga twice a day. And this is basically gonna put out that formula to lower cortisol, and therefore that I'm gonna, lose the weight. Whether that would be true or not, that's usually not what people can do or can do long term. And the problem with that is because of the complexness or complexity around that whole thing, right? So therefore, we need to start from the basics. I just made a reel about it, and you're gonna love it when it comes out, because I said, what is the biggest weapon or secret hack that I could give you if you want to lose 30 kilo and do it effectively, right? And is it habit formation, or is it doing all this complex shit? And obviously it's habit formation, but it's not about habits only. It's about being able to understand how you improve your habits for real. And sometimes it's not about going from a regular Red Bull, and taking it off. It's about going from a regular Red Bull to get a zero Red Bull and then taking it off. Why am I doing this? Is because this week I'm gonna take the challenge with you. And what this challenge is about not drinking calories. And you'll say, yeah, but Jerry, but look at that. This has, I think, 0 calories. It has actually 3 calories. That's something that I can drink instead, can't I? Well, realistically, yes, but it's all about context, right? First and foremost, and you're gonna love this video because it's gonna talk about a lot of things, not in a way that you expose usually about videos. It's gonna talk about what you're not being told. Most people tell you that it's all about a calculation, and as long as you don't have calorie into a drink, you're gonna be fine. As long as you use sweetener, you're gonna be fine in your coffee and so forth. But the crazy part is that, when you go to Starbucks and you get a Frappuccino, it's about 600 calories. And that's, a smart person would actually watch that and would say, yeah, that's ludicrous to do, right? But I also say that a person that goes fast food every single day, and instead of getting 3 fast food a day, instead as a Frappuccino, skipping out for, a whole Big Mac meal, chances are you're eating probably 50 or 40% less of the calories. So that would be a good behavior or a good habit to build for somebody that is severely morbidly obese, right? Now, us here, we're dealing with ladies over 40, and the reality is that it's not about a calculation. When you have a messed up metabolism and adapted metabolism, it's no longer about, can I just get the Red Bull instead of the regular Red Bull? That can be a stepping stone down to improve a behavior. But realistically is that 5-6 years ago, and I'm 42 right now, I did not need Red Bulls to get myself awake. I did, or I didn't, and after a while that you start drinking, you're like, oh, it's just one, like the Coca-Cola, and then a zero Coke or whatever, and then it becomes two, and then you have this, zero, and then you have this sweetener needs inside your meal, otherwise you're gonna have a bad thing, right? Because and then it becomes like almost like something that your taste buds get in the tongue get used to. And again, there are studies that shows that, funnily enough, people that just drink regular water and people that drink zero Coke soft drink, the one that drink the zero Coke, they can lose the weight faster and keep it off. Why? Because of the fact that the bubbles expand your stomach, and signal to your brain that the hunger signal, right, to get that, like that. In the same way, there are people that drink zero Coke and they end up binging on food after and so forth. So it's always contextual. Is it like the Coca-Cola for your zero Coke? Is it a trigger food making you eat a lot more food, or is it a comfort buffer food that makes you not drink a lot of food? Those are some of the conversation we do when we are our clients. So whether you're in a group call, whether you're gonna come tomorrow on Fix My Diet, that is free, that again, I'm like, come to these kind of things which are done for people that also maybe are not in the program. Those are the kind of conversation we make, because if it was as simple as just getting a tracking app, or shake diets or whatever, or going to whatever on Google and downloading a meal plan, then everybody would be skinny. Why people cannot do it is, or it's hard to do because they cannot sustain a behavior for a very long time, and or they don't know how to do it properly. So this week, whether you think is right or wrong, if you participate in the challenge, and I'm gonna beg you, those people that struggle all the time, and I don't want to make any names, but I saw in the comments, those people that struggle all the time, take this challenge. I'll take it with you. Okay, I'll get vulnerable. I'll take it with you. Let's use the Red Bull for an example. 0 calorie Red Bull, right? It is not about the 0 calorie. It's about the chemical inside. And again, those that says stuff like, oh, but the chemical causing cancer is bad. Yeah, okay, fine. But the chemicals are also out in the one with the sugar. But this has 0 calorie and zero sugar. The problem is that stuff like that could potentially, and I'm saying potentially because there is no study necessarily, or maybe say there are study that says yes, study that says no, it could impact sleep, and I have a shitty sleep already, so it only makes sense for me to reduce that, to eliminate or reduce that. Another thing is like, you know, getting away stuff like coffees or sweetener in the coffee or honey, or again, because all these things, when your metabolism is the metabolism has two functions. Number one, effectively burn sugar when you have high level of activity or exercise, or burn fat when you sleep and you don't do nothing. When you're insulin resistant or when you can lose weight for a long period of time, chances are your body has lost the ability to do that effectively. Why? Sometimes it's because of drinks like that. Sometimes it's because from zero drink soda. Sometimes it's because of for the coffee, because it dehydrates you. And there are things in a coffee which is called mexicantine or something of that nature, or also in the tea in. And the body is busy getting rid of this foreign object inside your body. We'll call it foreign object, but it's more like a toxin. Much like when you drink alcohol, which it takes the body 3 days to get rid of the alcohol, right? So for 3 days, you don't burn effectively sugar or fat. If you cannot burn sugar or fat effectively, even after the past 3 days regularly, you can only think what that means to you. And yes, most of them, alcohol aside, they have 0 calorie. So if you want to do something good for your life this week, do this challenge. Trust me, some of you are gonna fucking lose weight from this. You're gonna say, oh my God, I didn't even know I was doing everything correctly. And 0 calorie or black coffee with just nothing, like I thought that was not the problem. It is for some people. And again, if you smash it, and if you're like, I would always use this example, if you're like Cecilia, that you smash it with 3,000 calorie and you do a lot of walking and you can drink 3 or 5 coffee and nothing happens, you're still getting results, that's great. But if you are not getting results and it seems like you're kind of on the right track, maybe it's the time to actually start doing something different. And doing something different at times is like drinking more water, simply put, reducing those coconut water, coffee with sweeteners, coffee with creamers, I don't know, again, the 0 calorie things, the juicing, the juices, and all that kind of stuff. Do not drink your calorie. The liquid calorie, it's one of the easiest way for you to get calorie without filling up in hunger. Meaning like you can drink calorie really quickly and then you're still hungry, right? There are a few exceptions. Some people like to drink broth chicken or whatever, like that's supposedly give you a lot of taste and a lot of water, a little bit of salt so you can retain some time the water in the right places, some protein shake. But for this week, I would really highly suggest that you do this challenge as it is, meaning like taking off stuff like this, which is gonna be from tomorrow or day after tomorrow, or obviously what you should be heading in instead. Instead of my coffee, I just got some lemon water. You could potentially use those things that, and again, the best scenario would be that you just get like, water or sparkling water with some lemon. That's it. With some, like, you cut off the lemon or the orange, or you can put some blueberry inside and whatever. That's gonna be kind of like the thing. But you'll see, if you do this for a week, two things that are gonna happen. Number one, your body by nature is gonna rebalance without any foreign stuff inside it. Number two, you're gonna get uncomfortable. It's gonna be uncomfortable for me. That the reason why I wanna take it is because it's gonna be uncomfortable. So I'm gonna take. There is really two ways to do it. You either adding something that you usually not have instead, meaning like you're gonna make a post saying, "This is my water with the uh, lemon instead of my I don't know coffee or whatnot." This is or basically like you can, let's say, if you actually you fall for it and you still have your coffee, right, or you have your Red Bull, you're gonna make a post and saying, "I tried, it's too uncomfortable. I wasn't able to sleep properly," or it would be the opposite, but I wasn't, for example, able to wake up properly. I needed my coffee without my coffee, whatever. All the story that builds on your mind. You'll see how weak the story is. You'll see how well, I'll interact with you. You'll see how much can you just learn about yourself when you're making that. But if you still don't realize that this challenge isn't about restricting something forever, is about restricting something for about a week, see what happens and see how much you can get away with, because realistically you can do much more than you think. And I'm telling you, just for me, I wasn't drinking all this stuff in the past, and when you start putting in some sweetener whatever, then it becomes like almost like a habit. And it's all about saying to your body, hey, I still have control over you. So saying to your mind, hey, you taught me that I need coffee for real, and my coffee dehydrates me. You don't think I can get control over you? Because most people would say they can't. And I'm telling you here that if you want something, you can. So just do this for about a week or 10 days. If it helps, you might keep this up. If it doesn't help, you might reintroduce the thing that you really need. But at least you're going to say to yourself, if I want something, I can get it done. If I want to get uncomfortable, I can get it done. That's going to help you being uncomfortable at other times. It's going to be uncomfortable when you need to walk, when you need to run, when you need to work out when you don't want, when you need to really stick to your nutrition even when life goes all over the place, when you need to travel and so forth. It's about mindset shift and about habits building. If if you're excited about this challenge, comment down below. I'm really thinking I'm gonna take this with you and post about what this is gonna happen. If I fall for this one more time, I'm like, okay, this is what happened in my mind 5 minutes ago. I just did it because I was super stressed or whatever. What can I learn from this? Trust me, it's life changing. This challenge is a mini challenge and it's life changing. And of course, the winner always get paid. And I feel like aside from that, it's a very good, interesting learning curve. If you want to take the challenge, comment me. If you want to take the beta test, comment beta test. And I'm gonna see you on the other side.